Good evening and welcome to this special Faith Nation featuring stories of faith to inspire you. In Washington, I'm Tara Mergener. Gold Star families who have lost loved ones in the military struggle with feelings of grief long after their loss. One unique program is helping them find hope, connection, and healing by taking a literal leap of faith. Brody Carter brings us that story from high above Rayford, North Carolina.
I'm here to celebrate my son. 12 years ago, he died by suicide. I really want to do this. I'm a little scared, but I'm feeling it. Hopefully, I'll be able to release a lot of things that I've been holding to.
For Gold Star families like Shelton Thornton from Louisiana, the pain of losing a child, parent, or a loved one who served our country can seem like an ever-present anchor dragging them down.
Any questions, any thoughts?
My son's right here with me.
That's right.
First Lieutenant David Wright.
You're going to take David flying with us today?
Yeah.
Operation Support Our Troops America, working with the help of the all-veteran group parachute team, taking skydivers 14,000 feet into the sky to help them find strength and courage to take the next step forward.
5,000 feet off the ground, there's a very different view of North Carolina. Now, today is not about the acceleration of a free fall, but today we are celebrating the Gold Star families who've lost loved ones, who are celebrating their heroes. And it's an opportunity to find hope, healing, and a new perspective on life.
Yes, my dad was in the Army, and in ROTC, he did everything that they allowed him to do except for jump out of the plane, so I'm doing this because he couldn't.
We get the incredible opportunity of providing moments of healing for these people. You know, the biggest thing is we've all been through dark periods of our life. God's not done with us. So I get the chance to be part of something so much bigger than life, that we get to be part of helping others heal from a certain darkness and difficulties.
Families from as far as California come here to Rayford, North Carolina, in hope of moving forward.
I would say the easiest way to talk about it is that grief is something that you use, you're not possessed by it. We're trying to help set them free from the psychological traps that happen because of emotions like grief that feel like they've taken over our lives, but they really haven't.
Clinical psychologist Dr. Doug McKinley has partnered with Operation Support Our Troops America from the beginning, and he sees the leap of faith as transformational.
It was absolutely amazing. First day of the rest of my life.
Well, it doesn't help with grief. It actually excites everything, but when we tie it to the message that we're trying to say to get them to let go of their fears, the metaphor is that you can literally physically let go and also psychologically let go.
Thank you for taking good care of us.
Absolutely.
It was amazing grace.
Deb Rickert started Operation Support Our Troops in 2003 by putting together care packages in her garage. When some of those soldiers didn't return home, she created the Leap of Faith event to support those families.
Having two sons that deployed repeatedly and did come home, you know, my husband and I feel like we have a debt of gratitude that we have to repay. Our hope with the 3 days that we had with these people is that this is going to change their life. This is going to kind of make them live intentionally, even though this horrible journey has been put upon them.
In addition to free falls, the 3-day retreat offers families help through seminars, professional counseling, and spending time in nature.
You don't like to sing now.
Such as equine therapy at Southern Eighth's Farm in Chesterfield, South Carolina.
Spencer, when he was little, he wrote lots of sayings, and one of the things he wrote was, "Who says you cannot touch the stars?" I just feel that I got a little closer to God by being up there.
Bart and Alexia Collar lost their 21-year-old son Spencer last year in an Osprey crash. He initially survived and went back in an attempt to save the trapped pilots. While he partially unbuckled their restraints, all three tragically lost their lives.
Out of horrible loss, it continues to bear fruit, and we're convinced that Spencer and Evan are just up in heaven dangling those strings down, just laughing at us, you know, making things happen, because it has not been dull ever since that crash for us.
Those who've experienced this grief understand it's a web that binds them, not just to the past, but to one another. Through shared stories and pain, Gold Star families can transform loss into love and find that even the heaviest burdens can be carried together. Their stories remind us that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's facing it. One leap, one step at a time.
Pay it forward. If you see a soldier, walk up to them, shake their hand, thank you for your service. If you see a person that's non-military, or whether they are or not, say hey to them, because you never know what that person is going through that day, and you could change their lives.
It was absolutely amazing. It's epic. Thank you for that opportunity. My gosh. Thank you. Reporting in Rayford, North Carolina, Brody Carter, CBN News.
The harvest is plenty, but the workers are few. Meet the American farmers who stepped in to help Israelis who left their growing fields to head to the battlefield right after this.
Get the How to Believe for Healing collection, including a special exclusive teaching from Gordon Robertson.
For whatever reason, deep within my spirit, I prayed, Lord, how about now? Can I rely on you now?
Gordon's personal stories were honest, they were humble, they were incredibly dramatic.
I felt more hopeful about seeing healing within my own life.
When you read the names of God, you're literally talking about his very essence.
Take this opportunity that God is giving you through these teachings and learn about healing miracles.
The best part for me was when we realized that God chose us and he trusts us.
Receive your exclusive video, workbook, and special teaching when you become a CBN partner. Call or go online today.
Israeli farmers were hit hard as a result of the October 7th massacre. While locals jumped in to help, it hasn't been enough. To make up the shortfall, American farmers are bringing their much-needed skills to Israel's fields. CBN Middle East correspondent Julie Stahl reports.
Here on Moshav Dekel near Gaza, war prevented farmers from harvesting this eggplant crop.
They should have been harvested in November, December, and there was no workers. So, in a very literal sense, in Israel, the harvest is plentiful and the workers are few.
We didn't have water for our crops. And in October, it was very hot here. And then after the water came back, the workers leave. We used to have foreign workers from Thailand.
That's when author Doug Hershey stepped in to help by arranging trips for farmers to come here.
I have a company called Ezra Adventures that is a travel company for small groups, but in Hebrew, Ezra means help. When you have specific skills from the States that connect with specific needs in Israel, and to be able to blend those, it's really been amazing.
Aner Agiv, a farmer here, is also head of security.
It's incredible that guys from another country decide to come here with on their own money and on their own spare time. They're also farmers as us. It's beautiful.
These volunteers behind me are picking strawberries less than 2 miles from the Gaza border. If they weren't here helping out, these strawberries wouldn't likely go to market.
We heard that there was a big need in this area since a lot of the farmers were called into the reserves and military, that a lot of the crops were going unharvested.
This is Katie Schertzer's first time in Israel.
Picking strawberries at home, we would be picking them down on the ground and not up in the air, so this is very cool to see. The people here are fantastic. Even though they're going through war right now, they're so giving at the same time.
Kelly Zimmerman, another first-timer, says she came to link arms and give support.
I think there's no better way than to show up in person, and we've experienced that. It means a lot to people here, and so it's been a beautiful thing so far.
But you came during a war. Were you afraid?
No. I love adventure.
What are you going to tell people when you go home?
Come to Israel. Experience it for yourself.
Bella, who owns the strawberry greenhouses, says without volunteers, she wouldn't have had a crop or income.
The volunteers did so much. I don't have enough words to thank them for what they did.
Danny, whose identity is hidden for security reasons, says for the last 6 months, this area has felt frozen in time, but the volunteers are helping bring it back to life.
So what do you think about these volunteers?
Oof, it's amazing. It's amazing. After the 7th of October, after the few months, it's hard for us to push. And these people come, with big heart, to help us, you know.
Pennsylvania farmers John Kreider and Jim Schertzer are helping Danny.
We're all farmers. We love working hard. We love the agriculture. We love working with farmers, the whole atmosphere. So it's just a chance to serve at what we're good at.
This morning we were cutting down trees that are around a water source that he is going to be using for expansion of his fields.
And their message when they go home.
Just that they're good people. They've suffered a lot, but they're resilient and they're forging ahead, but they needed help.
It's a great country. Not to be cliche, but it's flowing with milk and honey. It's amazing to see green fields in the middle of the desert.
Hershey says they're stepping into the pages of the Bible to fulfill prophecy.
Isaiah 61 talks about strangers and foreigners coming to help, but not just help, working in the fields, tending the vineyards, and that's exactly what we've been doing.
He encourages others to step up and help.
There are tremendous needs here in this land. Israel is heartbroken. They are still grieving the losses of friends. They're still trying to figure out families that are scattered all over the place. This is the time to support Israel. You can support by prayer, you can support by financially giving, and there are opportunities, whether it's with groups with mine, with Ezra Adventures, or other opportunities. There are opportunities to come and help, to actually be involved.
He says it also honors the covenant God made with the Jewish people forever.
For Christians, if they've enjoyed their Jewish Bible and their Jewish Messiah, they've enjoyed the spiritual blessings of Israel, and Christians owe a debt according to Romans 15, and the way you repay that debt is to minister to Israel and to serve Israel with material needs. If there's ever been a time to do that, it's right now.
Julie Stahl, CBN News, Moshav Dekel, Southern Israel.
Still to come on Faith Nation, hear about a company that's giving convicts hope and helping them secure a bright future.
Discover CBN Family, your gateway to inspiration, faith, and encouragement you can count on. Tune in to your favorite CBN programs like the 700 Club and witness uplifting testimonies that will ignite your spirit. Experience the joy of each season with our fun and exciting seasonal content, perfect for the whole family. And don't forget Superbook. Let your kids embark on thrilling Bible adventures, sparking their faith with excitement. Stay informed and gain a Christian perspective on current events with CBN News. Join our live streaming events, connecting you to other believers, worship, and spiritual growth. Immerse yourself in captivating documentaries that will fuel your faith and deepen your understanding. Download the CBN Family app today and unlock a world of inspiration, faith-centered programs, and encouraging content. CBN Family, encouragement you can count on. Download the app or go to cbnfamily.com today.
1 in 6 Americans has a felony record, which often makes it difficult to get a job. But a company in Cincinnati that actually wants to hire people with a criminal past. Today, it's become one of the largest and most successful second chance companies in the nation. CBN's Charlene Aaron tells us more.
70% of Nehemiah Manufacturing employees have criminal convictions. Thanks to the company's Second Chance program, however, many have the opportunity to build a better future for themselves, their families, and the community.
I am a two-time felon who was struggling to find a job until I came across Nehemiah.
I came to Nehemiah a week after I was released from a 5.5-year prison sentence.
Since 2009, Nehemiah Manufacturing has brought jobs back to Cincinnati's inner city by licensing and marketing Procter & Gamble products such as Tide, Febreze, and Downy. CEO Dan Meyer has over 30 years' experience in the industry. He sees the company's mission as more than giving people a job, pointing to the Bible as inspiration for the company's name and mission.
It was an Old Testament prophet called by God to rebuild Jerusalem one stone, one brick at a time. And when we wanted to come in the inner city and start this company close to 15 years ago, it was to help those in most need.
At first, some of the second chance hires would work a few days or weeks and then disappear. Meyer then had an aha moment and brought in social workers to help remove barriers for employees he now sees as family.
We have transportation program, not only in the near term on a bus line, but we work with nonprofits to get our family members their first car. We have housing. We have our own Nehemiah properties where we charge quarter of the market rate and furnish it.
The company's holistic approach, which includes spiritual wellness and continuing education, has led to a thriving workforce.
As I started moving up in the company, I started to believe in myself. Fast forward 9 years, I'm the director of operations here, in charge of about 100 people here at Nehemiah that report to me.
Kristen Schumacher serves as the company's chief manufacturing officer.
We have some family members that have spent 20 plus years in prison. Yes. They would have never thought about being able to achieve a car, let alone a job, to be able to have the support that they have here. They never thought that that would even be possible. And so, Dan, like I said, Dan could speak more to the 8 pillars, but overall, what I would say, what I see with those 8 pillars is that our family members feel supported like they haven't ever before. And that translates into loyalty, that translates into wanting to work very hard for the purpose that they have here in Nehemiah.
All reasons that caught the attention of former NFL quarterback Tim Tebow and his wife, Demi Lee.
Nehemiah Manufacturing is a special place. When we had the privilege and opportunity to go for the first time, that's what really caught our eye and our heart. Meeting the people and hearing their stories, but then also seeing the way they were treated. And when we saw that, we thought this is something that we want to be a part of.
Being a part of the story of Nehemiah is so much more than just being an ambassador for another company. It's about a higher purpose, and that purpose is people.
A purpose Meyer believes is also good for business.
I always say this is capitalism done the right way. Treating people with love, dignity, and respect will build a better company and a better bottom line.
And to be here and get hired on has been a true success.
Charlene Aaron, CBN News.
Coming up, how one Virginia ministry is sharing God's love one stitch at a time.
Download the CBN News app, 24/7 news from a Christian perspective at home or on the road. One place for all of your news. Breaking news alerts. Set daily prayer goals and pray for news stories. Read the most important news and watch CBN News Channel live. CBN News, because truth matters. Go to cbnnewsapp.com to get the app today.
Finally tonight, a small act of kindness can make such a big difference, especially in tough times. And that's where a group called Project Comfort comes in. It's a sewing ministry spreading the love of Christ to people in need. Lori Johnson brings us this inspiring story.
Each year, the ladies from Norfolk, Virginia's First Baptist Church turn out more than 5,000 useful items made with fabric, thread, and love.
Before I come, I say a prayer that whatever I do today would benefit someone in some way, that would touch them.
They call their sewing ministry Project Comfort. Debbie Allen runs it.
I call these our frou-frou hats.
Frou-frou hats.
Feel that.
The finished products fit into one of 30 categories. Hats, for example, feminine ones for women experiencing hair loss from chemotherapy, and more masculine ones designed for men struggling in a different way.
The denim blue, the hunter green, black, charcoal, and all of that, because we run a homeless ministry here. And we provide these to the homeless ministry.
Crocheted baby blankets go to crisis pregnancy centers along with these machine-sewn pillowcases, while these tiny items are for hospitals.
So these are little vests that we send to the NICUs for the preemie babies, and they're all done with Velcro, so you can very easily open this up, and then you lay the child in there.
The ladies make patriotic-themed pieces for veterans in hospice care.
These quilts bring them comfort while they're still alive, and then after they pass, the family has either a pillow or they have a quilt, something to say, my child touch this. It was with him to the end.
This piece of fabric with lots of pockets fits nicely on a walker.
While it helps, you don't need to know how to operate a sewing machine to join this ministry. In fact, if you've never held a needle and thread in your life, there are plenty of people here who can teach.
Like Cheryl Lawson, who brings years of experience.
What better way to share your God-given talents than to help other people and to be here with all these wonderful ladies.
Here, the women take part in an assembly line, cutting, ironing, stuffing, and stitching small multi-purpose pillows for breast cancer patients. They can be used under the arm to protect drainage tubes, cushion the head during infusions, and padding under a shoulder seatbelt.
Something they can take with them when they leave the hospital or the doctor's office or chemo. It's just like sharing a part of you.
These large embroidered bibs are provided to nursing homes.
This has the drapery liner blackout, so it doesn't allow anything that's spilt on the front to go through.
Even with all the materials and resources needed, this ministry is self-funded.
We have people constantly donating fabric or machines or, everything that we need to make this place run. And it just happens. God makes it happen.
The generous donations also allow Project Comfort to join mission trips to developing countries. There, they pass on donated sewing machines, fabric, and supplies while teaching women how to use them.
They can sew for their family, which was most important. Also, they can sew and earn money from what they sewed. So that was something really different to them.
So while these women enjoy a common bond working side by side, their true joy comes from showing the love of Christ to people in need. Lori Johnson, CBN News.
And that's going to do it for Faith Nation. Have a great night.